The $1.80 trillion question: how Black economic solidarity changes everything. $1.8 trillion. That's not just a number, it's a revelation. It's the collective spending power of Black communities in America today. When I recently had the privilege of interviewing Dorothy Savoy, I knew I was speaking with someone extraordinary, but I couldn't have anticipated how profoundly her insights would reshape my understanding of economic power. Dorothy's groundbreaking work in economic empowerment hasn't just transformed countless lives, it has fundamentally altered the conversation about wealth creation in Black communities. Her brilliance lies not in complex economic theories, but in her ability to illuminate the simple, powerful truth that has been hiding in plain sight. We already possess the economic force to reshape our future. Dorothy's vision isn't about waiting for permission or assistance. It's about recognizing the immense power we already hold in our wallets, in our spending decisions, in our collective economic behavior. Her work challenges us to see that $1.8 trillion dollars not as an abstract figure, but as a tangible force for transformation that we control. Imagine what happens when we redirect just a fraction of that $1.8 trillion dollars toward Black owned businesses, not as charity, not as a social media trend, but as a deliberate, consistent economic strategy. The first time I truly understood this concept, I was standing in a grocery store staring at two nearly identical products, same price, similar quality, but one was produced by a Black owned company. Such a small decision, right? Just one purchase. But multiply that choice by millions of people making it daily, and suddenly we're talking about economic transformation. This is the heart of what Dorothy Savoy emphasizes in her work, that economic empowerment begins with us, not with government programs, not with corporate diversity initiatives, with us, with our wallets, with our choices. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you deliberately sought out a Black owned business for a purchase you were going to make anyway? For many of us, the honest answer might be uncomfortable. We talk about supporting Black businesses during Black History Month or when hashtags trend after tragedy strikes our communities. But sustainable wealth isn't built on seasonal support or crisis response. It's built on consistent, intentional circulation of dollars within our communities. The truth is, we've been here before. We've seen what's possible. In the early 20th century, the Greenwood district in Tulsa, Oklahoma became known as Black Wall Street. Now, I could recite the historical facts, but let me tell you what truly matters about this story. Imagine building something magnificent while the world tells you it's impossible. Imagine creating banks when no one will lend to you. Imagine establishing insurance companies when no one will insure you. Imagine opening luxury shops when signs elsewhere read "no colored allowed." This wasn't just entrepreneurship. This was rebellion through economics. Despite facing severe racial hostility and legal barriers designed to stifle economic progress, residents pooled resources to create an economic ecosystem entirely owned and operated by the Black community. Before its destruction in 1921 due to racially motivated violence, Greenwood was a national model of economic self sufficiency with over 600 thriving businesses. What made Greenwood remarkable wasn't just the businesses themselves, but the circulation of dollars. Money spent at a Black owned restaurant would pay the salary of a waiter who would then buy clothes from a Black owned clothier, who would then deposit profits in a Black owned bank that would then provide loans to new Black entrepreneurs. Each dollar might circulate dozens of times before leaving the community. Even after devastation during the Tulsa Race Massacre, with lasting generational effects, Greenwood remains an enduring symbol referenced by modern movements advocating for reinvestment into Black communities. The lesson: when we direct our dollars toward our own community, we create not just businesses, but ecosystems of wealth and opportunity. But that was a different time, some might say. Things are more complicated now. Are they, though? Dorothy Savoy's research shows that today, only about 2% of that $1.8 trillion in Black spending power goes to Black owned businesses. 2%. Let that sink in. What if we could move that needle to just 10% or 20%? We're not talking about economic isolation. We're talking about economic intention, about making choices that build wealth within our communities while still participating in the broader economy. This isn't just about shopping, it's about solidarity, about understanding that our individual choices, when aligned with collective purpose, create impact far beyond what any single person could achieve. Consider South Africa's approach to economic empowerment following apartheid. After generations of systemic exclusion that deliberately prevented Black South Africans from participating in their own economy, the country implemented broad based Black economic empowerment policies. These weren't handouts, they were strategic interventions designed to correct historical injustices by creating pathways for Black South Africans to build businesses, develop skills, and access capital markets previously closed to them. The results have been remarkable. Thousands have benefited from new jobs created through local development projects. Major corporations have been incentivized to partner with smaller Black led suppliers. An entire generation of entrepreneurs has emerged, building businesses that serve their communities while creating generational wealth. South Africa recognized something profound: political freedom without economic freedom is incomplete liberation. Their B-BOBby framework has become a global reference point for how targeted solidarity mechanisms can drive inclusive growth on a national scale. But solidarity isn't just about government policy, it's about community action. Take the Buy from a Black Woman initiative in the United States. This organization doesn't just promote Black women owned businesses, it transforms how we think about our purchasing decisions. Founded by Nikki Porcher after witnessing firsthand how often brilliant business ideas failed simply because they weren't being seen or supported consistently, this nonprofit has connected thousands of customers with hundreds of Black women entrepreneurs. Through digital directories, pop-up events with major retailers like H&M and Macy's, and training programs tailored for scalability, they've helped businesses that were once struggling to get noticed find their markets and thrive. Since its launch in 2016, they've secured partnerships that have put dozens of small brands onto shelves nationwide. They've raised awareness about intentional buying habits among broader audiences year round, not just during heritage months or trending hashtag cycles, but as everyday practice. What makes this initiative so powerful is that it recognizes the unique challenges faced by Black women entrepreneurs while simultaneously highlighting their innovation and excellence. It doesn't ask for support based on pity. It showcases products and services that stand on their own merits and simply need the opportunity to be discovered. These examples illuminate a crucial truth that Dorothy Savoy consistently emphasizes: no one else will do it for us. We cannot wait for outside intervention. We cannot expect systems that weren't designed for our success to suddenly start working in our favor. Real change comes when we take collective action to uplift ourselves through consistent support of Black enterprises. This isn't pessimism, it's pragmatism. It's recognizing that throughout history, the most significant economic advances in Black communities have come when we've directed our resources toward building our own institutions and supporting our own entrepreneurs. I can almost hear some of you thinking, but what about quality? What about convenience? What about price? These are fair questions, and the answer isn't to support Black businesses unconditionally regardless of these factors. The answer is to help Black businesses compete on these factors by giving them our business, our feedback, and our patience as they grow. Every major corporation you support today started somewhere. They had early customers who believed in them, who gave them chances to improve, who provided the revenue they needed to scale and enhance their offerings. Black businesses deserve the same opportunity. They deserve customers who see beyond immediate transactions to the long term impact of their support. Dorothy Savoy often speaks about the multiplier effect of Black business support. When you support a Black owned business, you're not just helping that business owner, you're helping create jobs in Black communities. You're helping fund the next generation of Black entrepreneurs who see viable paths to success. You're helping build wealth that can be passed down through generations. So, this is how we begin to close the racial wealth gap, not through handouts or quick fixes, but through sustained economic solidarity that creates opportunities for wealth building across our communities. So, what does this mean for you sitting here today? It means recognizing the power that you already hold. It means understanding that every dollar you spend is a vote for the kind of economy you want to see. It means asking yourself before each purchase, um, is there a Black owned alternative for this product or service? It means being willing to occasionally pay a little more or wait a little longer. If it means supporting a Black business that's still scaling up, it means sharing your positive experiences with Black owned businesses with your networks, amplifying their reach beyond what their marketing budgets might allow. Most importantly, it means committing to this approach not as a temporary response to heightened awareness, but as a fundamental reorientation of your economic behavior. The $1.8 trillion dollars question isn't whether we can afford to direct more of our spending toward Black businesses. The question is whether we can afford not to. I challenge each of you today to make a commitment, not just to nod in agreement, but to act with purpose. Before your next purchase, pause and ask, is there a Black owned business that offers this? Make it a habit, a reflex, a part of your economic DNA, because this isn't just about commerce. It's about legacy. It's about whether our children inherit an economy where Black excellence thrives or one where it continues to struggle against unnecessary headwinds. The power of $1.8 trillion dollars isn't in the number, it's in the hands that direct it. Your hands, our hands together. The revolution won't be televised, but it will be monetized by us, for us, starting now.